I've spent today with the XTool S1 laser cutter and engraver. Now I don't have any plans on starting a laser engraving side hustle, but when XTool reached out to me to see if I wanted to review this, I thought sure, why not, let's see what it can do. And see if this thing can earn its place in my small woodworking workshop.
I thought I'd save you all the full unboxing because there are plenty of those already on the internet. But that said, the packaging leaves a very good first impression. Everything seems really well packed and really well thought of. It's kind of like when you unbox something from Apple. You just know that there's been a lot of time and effort put into making sure that this thing ships really well and gives a really good first impression, so I was really happy with that. And as you can see, the S1 ships with a pack of starter materials just to get you up and running and creating as quickly as possible, which is exactly what you want when you get a new toy like this, so that's really good that that's already in there. We've got some hoses for the air assist kit and a fume extraction hose which you can install into the back of the machine. This little kit here contains a screwdriver. It's actually like an Allen key type attachment on the end of the screwdriver, not a Phillips or anything like that. And you've also got some USB keys which you need to install later on to make the machine work. And as I wrestle the next part out of yet more really well installed packaging, this is the air assist pump which you can use to make sure you get nice clean cuts, which we'll talk about in a little bit more detail later. Not much to this, there's just one dial, one power inlet and one air pump outlet, and that's it. But it looks really smart as well. We'll fast forward through the power cables. You all know what a power cable looks like. And now we get to the main event, which is the actual laser module. Now I've got the 40 watt, which is the most powerful that comes with the S1. They do also have a 20 watt and a 10 watt laser as well, and they also do a 2 watt infrared module. Now I have a tendency to throw instruction manuals out the window on this channel, but as I'm totally new to lasers, I thought I'd better have a look at this one, and the XTool manual is really easy to follow and really just done by pictures, which makes it absolutely simple. Now I did time myself for the entire setup process and it did take less than 10 minutes, and that also included me messing around with the camera, which you're probably not going to have to do. The first thing I had to do was remove two little retaining clips which hold everything nice and solid for shipping. You can then pull forward this, I'm new to lasers, I don't know what it's called, I'm going to go gantry. You can pull that forward and quickly install the laser module, which all you have to do is connect one little power cable, one air assist cable, and then two screws to hold everything in place. I'm still not sure if gantry was the right word, but you know what I mean. The back and forward whizzy bit. It's then time to install the air assist. Before I do that, the first thing I'm going to do is set this to auto and leave it there, because that's how I'm going to leave it. At least that's what I thought. More on that later. We're just going to install the air hose into the back, connect that into the air hose inlet on the back of the machine. There's two inlets on the back, one for the fire suppression system and one for the air assist, but they're really clearly labelled and easy to understand. I'm then going to install this little nifty USB key that you need to actually operate the machine before I lose it, because that has got me losing it all over it. I like how the air assist takes its power from the actual machine rather than having to have two separate plugs. That's always handy in a small workshop. And then the last thing to worry about is the fume extraction. Now these fumes you definitely want to vent as you're actually running the machine because it does stink quite a bit, and depending on what you're cutting, these things can give off some pretty nasty fumes which you don't really want to be breathing in. We've also got this nifty little depth gauge which is magnetic, and that just helps the laser set the depth of the material that you're going to be cutting and focus the laser to where it needs to be. I'm also going to be using XTool's Honeycomb grid system, which you can use to rest your material on. As I mentioned, all of that took less than 10 minutes, and now it's time to make my first cut. Considering I know nothing about lasers, I thought I'd play it safe and go straight to the XTool Creative Space and download one of the pre-uploaded plans, so I've got something that I don't need to worry about designing myself, and I just need to focus on cutting and framing. I allowed the software to set the depth of the material using the depth probe, which it did automatically, and then I just need to frame and tell the machine where the actual material is. This is done just by actually grabbing the laser module itself and dragging it into two corners of the workpiece, and then pressing the one button on the front of the machine, and then from there it will actually show you up in the software exactly where your engravable surface is. I then just took the whole file, dragged it into the engravable surface, and then pressed process. Pretty straightforward. Not gonna lie, I was pretty keen to see what would happen next. The first thing that took me by surprise was the noise of the machine. It's actually a lot quieter than I thought it would be, and if I had to liken it to something, I would probably say it's kind of similar to having a photocopier running. It's really not that loud, and I was expecting it to be much worse, so I'm really quite happy with that. It's definitely the sort of thing you can have running in the background while you're doing other things. Obviously you want to keep your eye on it, but it was definitely not too bad to have running for a long period of time. And halfway through running this first cut, I noticed there was a little bit of scorching going on, and actually what had happened is I'd knocked the air assist off. So I turned it on halfway through, and you can really see the difference that the air assist actually makes when turning on the machine. So you can see here, down the middle of the piece, you've got a lot of scorching going on, and then down in the bottom left and top right, where I had the air assist running, it's much smoother cuts. All of this took about 9 minutes to process, and it was really satisfying pulling that piece off and then seeing all the little cut pieces afterwards. Let's just say it took me more than 9 minutes to work out where all the pieces go, because the particular file I downloaded didn't come with any instructions, but we got there in the end, and I think it looks pretty good. So with my first project under my belt, I decided to see what else I could do, and we don't really have a logo for this channel, so I quickly mocked one up and thought I'd test it out on the slate coaster, which comes as part of the tester pack. I made the logo in Canva, exported it as an SVG file, imported it into the XTool software, and then just hit trace, and it worked out everything it needed to do. As I had a new workpiece in, first I needed to recalibrate the depth settings, and then I needed to recalibrate and set the framing so the XTool knew exactly where the coaster was sitting on the pad. Now when framing this up, I actually referenced the very edge of the coaster, and obviously with a lot of slate coasters you have this kind of natural edge with bits chipped away, and that means that you don't really want to be setting the frame all the way to the edge of the coaster. So if I was to do it again, I'd probably just reference about a centimetre off either edge, and that would give us a much better result. Once I had the framing set, once again XTool software then just generated the engravable area that I needed to reference, and I could drag my image over into that area and make sure it is all centered before hitting process. And then we just need to tell XTool what we're actually going to be engraving on. Now I was looking for slate for ages, and it's actually under rock coaster, so I found it in the end, and then I just used the built-in XTool recommendations to set the laser intensity and speed that I needed in order to get a good engrave. If you do want to check out the S1 in more detail, I will leave links in the description below, so you can go check it out. Once again, this project took about 9.5 minutes to fully process, and it was about halfway through that I realised I might run into a problem with the natural edge on the bottom of the coaster, so I was a bit panicked that maybe I'd get to the bottom and the laser would be out of focus and it would give me a dodgy looking finish, so just waiting, hovering over it to see what would happen in the end. Luckily it turned out alright, and it actually did a perfect job of just going over that edge, and it looks really smart, and I'm really happy with it for a first attempt. And here you can see how the bottom edge of the coaster is just chipped away, but the laser's done a really good job of just going around the corner and making everything look really nice and smooth. So now I'm getting more and more brave. I've got 2 projects under my belt, and I start moving away from the test materials that XTool sent out with the S1. I start looking around for things to engrave, and I find this table saw blade which has just got new project written all over it. I mean, it's currently got nothing written all over it, but that will change. I figure it's round, it's got a hole in the middle, it'd make a great clock. So once again I go to XTool Creative Studio just to see what designs I can already come up with, because I don't really want to design it myself. There's absolutely loads of options for free downloadable templates that you can use, so I decided to pick one that I like the look of. So I found a design, and then I opted to open it in the XTool Creative Studio, and then I'm just going to mess around with it. So I'm going to first of all take away the rainbow, and then also this template has the engraving for the letters, and it's also got another layer which is the actual outside, which is set to actually cut through. Now I don't want to try cutting through this steel table saw blade, so I'm going to remove that as well. So I'm going to try and put my newly created logo in the middle of this, and to do that I'm going to start off by importing the SVG file, which I've already used. Now the logo's got some tool icons in the middle of it, but I'm not really going to need that because there is a massive hole in the middle of the table saw blade, so I'm just going to remove that out and ideally line this thing up so I can get the hole in the middle of the saw blade right in the middle of that table saw logo in the middle of the guitar pick. What could go wrong? Now on the clock template, the numbers around the outside of the clock were set to score, which is just going to leave an outline, so I changed that to engrave just because I think it's going to stand out better. In terms of selecting the material, I just selected that this was a 1.8mm dog tag. I don't want to think about the size of a dog that you'd need to wear a table saw blade as a dog tag, but it's the closest thing I could find. Now for framing the workpiece, we're going to do something different, which is using the circle framing tool built into the software. All you need to do is line the laser up with 3 points on the circumference of the circle, and then press that little button on the front, and then from that it will calculate out the size of the circle that you're looking at and the engravable area. Pretty smart. Let's see if it all lines up in the end. Now that the software is showing where that saw blade is situated on the actual laser bed, all I need to do is line up my image and then cross my fingers. So this project took about 35 minutes on the laser to actually complete. And I gotta be honest, I was sat staring over it for pretty much all of those 35 minutes because it's really, really hypnotizing just watching this thing go backwards and forwards and your image just coming out. And one thing you'll notice is obviously engraving onto a table saw blade is kicking off lots of reflections, and you see lots of flashing in this footage that I've got for the close-ups. Now, one of the real benefits of this particular laser is its fully enclosed design, and it's the first one on the market to have this feature, which means you don't need to sit there with laser glasses on for your own safety. And you can safely sit there and watch the S1 do its thing and get hypnotized in the process. You are feeling very sleepy. 35 minutes after I press start, the moment of truth is here. How's this thing turned out? Now, in fairness, it was an absolute nightmare trying to get a really good shot of this in what is a very brightly lit workshop. It's pinging off reflections left, right and centre, but you'll have to trust me when I say that it's done a really crisp job, and you can see all the detail in the lettering. I even thought ahead to line the relief cuts in the saw blade so they actually match up with a 3, 6, 9 and 12 around the edges. That's good for me.
Well, thanks for joining me as I took my first look at the XTool S1 laser cutter and engraver. Overall, I've been really happy with the packaging and the build quality. It's a little bit of an unknown at first, but once you've got your first project out of the way, you start looking around trying to find other things to engrave. And I've already been going around the house going, I can engrave that. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks and how many other things I get through here. If you want to see how I get on with this and what else I've got in store, then please do subscribe and I'll revisit this in a few weeks. And if you want to check this out, I will leave a link in the description below where you can go and take a look at it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.